Hey guys, what's up? This is Cece again, and welcome back to my mini series on how to take class. And today I have the beautiful Jianne, which is also such a great friend of mine. We also actually met obviously in dance, and it's been like years. So we also have seen each other evolve and grow. So it's like such a pleasure for me to have her, and she's such an amazing person. So I would insert shameless plug her Instagram here. Yes. So today we're gonna dive into the topic of mindset. Boom, 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 boom.
Yes, because we've felt it and we've also seen it.
Exactly. And just continue on what we were talking about the week before. Having your mind right before, during, and after class is so important. Just really having the right mindset, how you approach the experience is gonna make this experience so much more different.
Absolutely.
So today we're gonna just talk about some of the things that was helpful for us to have a great experience, have a great class. And like I said, as I'm gonna repeat this literally every week, this is all coming from love, and I hope you guys can find some of the information helpful from people who has been there, done that. And so I think the first thing I wanna dive into and talk about, which is I think the most important, this is biased, but the most important advice I could give is be intentional. Having an intention before you even step into the class, I think is super important. I think the work begins, right? Like before you step into the room, because that's when you know what you want to get out of a class. And once you're much more clearer about that, it makes class much more focused and rewarding, you know?
I really like when people say like, leave everything at the door, anything that's happened during that day or like during that week. You're literally there for class and you're paying for it. So make sure that you get what you want out of it.
Whatever day you had, it doesn't matter when you step into that room. And that actually allows you to be much more present, right? You're much able to just appreciate and really invest the time on you. And when I say like intentional and setting a goal for yourself, it doesn't really have to be dance related at all. Like I think,
love that.
You know, it's like, I feel like a lot of the feedback after I teach, most of the time it's not about, oh my God, it's so cool that I learned how to do this step today. It's it's the step today. It's usually about how much more confident they feel, how much more comfortable they feel with their body. So if that's something that you want to work on, just set that as your intention. Like today, I just want to feel more confident. I just want to feel more comfortable in my own skin. Or today you're like, I just want to work on something more dance related. I want to like, I don't know, extend my lines better, or like focus on performing better. Like whatever it is that you want to get out of the class, you can get out of the class. You just have to realize and decide and know what it is. And that,
I love be in alignment with whatever they're giving. It can bring us down really easily.
Alignment. That's a perfect word for this. Actually, knowing that, being more informed, having that intention, knowing what you want, it's also gonna help you decide whose class to take.
Yes.
And you wanna feel like, oh, I didn't waste my time. Just to wrap it up, be intentional. Be intentional about what you want out of the class, and instead of go for yourself. It's just your goal. And as you go through your journey, that goal is gonna expand and get better, and that's you're gonna get more sense of self-fulfillment and rewarding, and you're gonna want to do this over and over again. Over again. All right, moving on to our second nugget of the day, which I already touched also yet again on it a little bit, but I want to expand on it in greater detail, just like different aspects and dimensions. It is so important to remember not to compare yourself with anyone else in the room. Like never, like not at all. Like I get it, because like we all start somewhere, right? Like I used to be that person when I would just sit there at the end of class and watch all the people that's going and filming. I'm like, wow, like I wish I can dance like her. I'm like, wait, so why is that not me? Like what am I doing? Like what's going on? But no, no, literally no, because you have to recognize your own uniqueness. You have to recognize your own power. And I think I touched on this a little bit in my class last time. Everybody's favorite, the dancers that people are in love with, it's not like they just land on this earth and they're here and they're like,
Yeah.
No, everybody worked hard. Like, you have to look bad, quote unquote, to look good. That's what I said last time in my class. Because it is true. Like, we all have to work to, don't compare whatever part of your journey that you're currently at right now, whether it's professional or just you're doing this to empower yourself, to have fun, and whatever dance means to you. And I'm a firm believer that dance is for everybody.
Absolutely.
It's not just for dancers. Like, you don't have to be a dancer to love to dance and to want to dance and have a passion for dance.
Like, don't compare someone's chapter 1 to someone's chapter 20.
Oh my God.
But we're all gonna get there.
And you have to also look at your progression. Like, maybe it is really just such a big deal for you to even be here today.
Yeah.
But the fact that you pulled up, you showed up for yourself, that is a huge deal. So give yourself credit, or maybe just for you to like take center in a group, it's already a huge deal. For you to know that there's something that cannot be replaced, and that is your own vibe. Whatever you bring to the table, nobody else can bring. Whatever energy and presence you bring to this room, nobody else can bring. So stand in your power knowing that, and work on yourself. Work on whatever it is that you want to work on. And I always like to say this. I say this, it's so funny because I say this to convince myself to go to the gym. You're not gonna get worse. You're only gonna get better.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally not possible unless you hurt yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, you're only gonna get better. So, matter of time, consistency, practice.
Showing up, and like, it's really easy to go into class and feel like, especially like there's a video at the end, and you kind of feel like there's already this competition with the people that you're in with class to see if you can make that video. Or if you're chosen in the video, I feel like sometimes you get to the point where people are fighting for center because we know it looks better on Instagram.
Not the
but
fight.
it's like, like whatever position you're in, if you decide to take center, you have a big responsibility as a lead, but don't pressure yourself. Like, I think it's easy to, like, when you mess up, you're like, I'm gonna walk off, never walk off.
Never walk off.
And then the people in the back, like, honestly, I love taking back too, because it gives me an opportunity to act like I'm dancing behind an artist, but also two, you can learn how to stay in formation and dance with other people. Like, and it's in that way, it actually takes away the pressure of feeling like you gotta compare yourself. You guys are now moving as a unit.
As a unit, yes, exactly. It's like you can still shine as an individual while being that little close-knit group that you guys have. And especially, I say this a lot because I feel like for the past 2 years, COVID really put that into perspective. It is so amazing to share the same passion and share the dance floor with another human being now, like in person. So really just embrace that. Be safe, don't kick each other, obviously. We're gonna talk about that for sure. But yeah, like feel the energy out, but never feel like it is there for you to feel a type of way. You should feel motivated and empowered, if anything, than to feel like, I have to outdo this person. Know that the only person you're in competition with is yourself. But you're in competition with yourself an hour ago, yourself yesterday, yourself when you first started dancing. Know that that's gonna propel you to be better. So keep it pure, keep it kind, and keep it intentional to the point when it's for you. Let it serve you, and never compare.
Yeah, that's why there's a mirror in the class, because you gotta look at you. You always get to look at other people.
Actually, though, that's a great point, because I always say this, because you have to be comfortable with looking at yourself and feeling yourself out throughout the class, not just the very last moment. So when you're learning, don't even look at other people. Yeah, look at the teacher because you gotta like see what they're doing, but watch yourself, feel comfortable. Instead of like, sometimes I feel like, when I started, I had this habit of like, I watched a better dancer in the room instead of watching myself. But okay, but how am I gonna get better if I don't watch myself? And also it's like a mental confidence thing. Like, I feel like when I started to like feel comfortable watching myself, I started to feel comfortable looking at the camera, feel comfortable performing. Because before I was like, wow, like I really truly don't know what I look like. Because I refuse to look at myself the entire class,
Yeah, train yourself to like look at yourself. It's so funny.
Exactly, it's so weird. Like I said, dance is very much a mental sport too.
Like, it really should be a judgment-free zone. We're all here to learn. Like, we're all here to get better. People come, but just sometimes they're dressed ready for the part, and then they're doing it to feel empowered.
Yeah.
They're not doing it to like make you feel intimidated. You
Yeah.
do whatever you need to do to feel empowered. Like I think we're all just like, we're just choosing different ways to do it.
Yes. Actually, knowing that I'm gonna actually slide this to the next point. I think it's important to let go of your judgment for yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, this is such a good one because I feel like you go into the class, you're doing this, you're like, oh my gosh, everyone's watching me. Everyone's watching me and they just saw I fucked it up just now. Reality, no one is staring at you and catching you slipping. Nobody is. And you know why people think that is because we project, right? Because we're judging ourselves. So if I feel like everyone else is judging me, I'm like, damn, great. So now I feel super judged and uncomfortable. But I had to understand that comes from somewhere else. Go to a class when they facilitate a safe environment. At the same time, you gotta also not judge yourself, because how are you supposed to show your passion and move freely and express yourself and be confident if you have so many like when your hair sometimes are like banner, it's like, I look trash in this outfit, that move look weird on me, I'm not flexible.
Watch that voice.
Watch that voice. We all have that voice though. It's like it's common. Like it doesn't matter where I'm at. We all have that voice, but it's important to fight that voice. It's impossible actually for it to disappear because we're human. We're human, we're not perfect, and we have a voice that makes us feel type of way. But important to know that, hey, shut up, that's actually not true. Like whatever I make it a separate entity. I'm like, hey, whatever you're saying right now, it is not true. And right now, I don't need you here. It's not your moment. It's actually never her moment. Nobody is judging you, so you shouldn't judge yourself either.
Yeah, we're all like having that inner dialogue. I like learned to have a relationship with it.
Exactly,
like,
that's what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying, it's not relevant right now.
It's not relevant. It's not gonna make me better.
Exactly.
And we just gonna have to shut her up.
Yeah, we're gonna shut that inner dialogue.
Period. Gonna bring us to our next point, which is a huge one. Also, there's a little quote I made about it because I think it's always such an important reminder, is progression over perfection. Period. Because you know what? Like, you have to honor your process, your journey, and know that baby steps are still steps. Like, every step you take, everything you move towards this very moment, whatever you're trying to work towards, is worth celebrating. It's much more rewarding. I keep on saying this word because this is a key word for the day, rewarding, when you worked for it rather than it just kind of came at you. So be patient with yourself. I think it's important to understand that patience with this whole journey is everything. You're all gonna have great days and you're gonna have bad days, but know that that's all part of the game. It's all part of the journey, and honor that, flow with that. And we were talking about this earlier too. It's important to know why you're here, right? It's important to know why you're here. You're not here because you want to like, oh my God, I want to be perfect. You're here because you have a love for dance. You have a goal that you want to better yourself, and you want to like still be able to enjoy and have fun.
Have fun.
So important. Like all the external, like all the extra dexter that you put upon yourself or your mind is all kind of taken away from the most important thing, that which made me be like, hey, maybe I want to sign up for a dance class. Is the fun part, right? It's so much more fun. It's so fun to do by yourself, to explore yourself, and it's fun to do with a bunch of girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever it is. Like, don't forget that.
Oh yeah.
This brings me to what I actually want to say. This reminds me of, you gotta embrace making mistake. You gotta know that it comes with it. Like, you can only learn when you're like, oh, that's not right, and that's how you can progress, right? So be okay with that. And I actually want to talk about what we actually touched on a little bit earlier. I see so many people wanting to walk away, like when they make a mistake, when they're filming, or just during groups. Like, and I think that's our mind talking, say, oh, it's not correct and it's not perfect, so now why do it because it's not perfect anymore? Like, no. the fight, the amazing part is like, so is life. Nobody's life is perfect. None of us have like a perfect story thus far leading into this stage in our life, but we fight through it, right? We didn't give up and say, fuck this life and let's just skedaddle and do I don't know, let's just give up. No, the fight is much more beautiful and powerful than perfection. So it's just like, you have to know that it's normal. It's normalized making mistakes, man. It's even this is on film, so what? But the fight, the recovery, the correcting yourself is much more important and much more like inspiring actually than just walking away. At the same time, like that's also out of respect for everyone that's dancing together in your group, right? That's just on a side note, because you don't want to be the person that walks away from the group and the other dancers are still on the floor going off, and it's just like, damn, like now I don't want to embarrass my friend, you know what I'm saying? So many times this happened. But no, I guess taking classes in general, just from a teacher's perspective, I encourage you guys to never walk away. No matter how bad you think you did, no matter how you feel like you're lost. I always say this, if you lost, you forget, just freestyle, just keep dancing. Like, it's not the end of the world. Don't make it the end of the world. But if you walk away, which you let that feeling overcome you, then you're gonna feel a type of way, you know, and that's not a good feeling. Yeah, and that's not a good feeling. That's not something that you want to walk away from. So always remember, progression over perfection, and just allow yourself to make mistakes. It's part of the process.
Growth.
Hashtag growth. Wow, this is a perfect hashtag. Amazing. This is gonna conclude our mindset chapter episode. Part of how to take class. I hope this is helpful. Just to end things on like a wrap-up sheet note, just a little nuggets that we're gonna toss at you out there. Be intentional. Be grateful that your body is healthy and you have the access and the financial ability to show up and dance. Don't forget to have fun. Don't forget why you started doing what you do. And allow yourself to fail in order to succeed. Allow yourself to, you know, progress and honor your part of the journey. I honor your part of the process. Always. And keep dancing. Yeah.
We're growing together.
Always better together. And keep your mind straight. You're gonna thrive in this world even though you're so new in it. Yes. Thank you, Jianne. Shout out to my friend Jianne. Thank you for talking with us. Cheers. You can follow her. Cheers. You can follow her at Jianne Jade. I will tag right here. And this is Cece yet again. If you don't know me, at EasyCC_. And for any class update, feel free to follow at Move and Touch. I'll see you guys next week as we talk about some other fun stuff. More to come. Bye.